So now let's go to the ServiceNow problem module walkthrough in ServiceNow. So we have these rules out of box in ServiceNow: problem admin, problem coordinator, problem manager, problem task analyst. Problem admin manage the problem module end to end. They can also delete the problem. Problem coordinator is the person, or manager is the person who manages the problem, and problem coordinator could be the people from each department who will be basically coordinating further with the technical teams to get the problem RCA and the fix. Problem task analysts are the people who are basically from technical team who will investigate, diagnose and find the root cause. Okay, in ServiceNow you can create groups like problem analyzer, problem solving. We already have 2 groups exist in system. You can also create some of the more groups like problem managers, problem coordinators, where we can basically include the different team members. Okay, so to create the problem, let's quickly go through the problem module here. So in all, you write problem. Here you can see problem module appears. So we have create new, which creates a new problem. Assign to me, it shows all problem assigned to me. Then open unassigned. So any open problems will be visible here. Any open unassigned problem will be visible here. Resolved, risk accepted, known errors and all. If you go to known errors, all known errors will be visible here. So in all, it shows all problems. If you go to overview, it shows trend, the charts and the graph and the overall problem management process overview. So let's quickly have a look on it. So in overview, we have different charts. As of now, it seems the PA is not working. That's the reason I cannot see any data here. So let's go through the other modules we have. So in administration, we have the problem properties and further configuration related to the problem workspace as well. Let's quickly have a look on the problem properties. So we have multiple properties here and multiple roles also mentioned here, like who can reanalyze a cancelled problem. So here we need to select the role, like only problem manager can reanalyze the cancelled problem. Okay, we do not want other people to have this reanalyze button available for it, right? Who can reanalyze a risk accepted closed state problem? So problem manager can do that. So in case in organization we have some custom role created for such things, then we need to update that role here. Who can realize a complete problem? Problem managers, right? Cancel open problem task when closing a problem. If we want to enable this option for the state transition, okay, then we can say yes or no accordingly. And so we have some problem related list related properties. We have problem state transition, problem task state transition related properties. We also have a property like if we accept the risk, do we want to close the problem directly rather than resolve? If yes, then we can select. Can create a problem task on the problem close problem. So this also have a property. If we want to create task once the problem is closed, then we can enable this. Otherwise, system will not allow us. Right. So you can go through the properties. There are multiple related properties you will find out here. Copy attachment from the incident. That is another property we have. From interactions, can we create problem? So interaction is created as part of the CSM module where customer is connected with the live agent. They have a chat conversation. So from chat conversation, do we want to create a problem record? This property, if we enable it, it will allow us to do that. Okay, now let's go to incident and create a problem. To create problem directly from platform, we can create it from here. But for now, let's go to incident and create a problem. So for that, we can go to incident module. And now let's go to this particular incident. So I'm not creating a new one, but let's say we already have one incident which is in progress, or which could also be in resolved state, where VPN is not connecting after the last software update, and it might not be for one user. If we get repetitive calls, then we can go and create a problem. To create a problem for this incident, right click on the header and click on create problem. So this will pick the data from this incident, and some of the data will automatically go to the problem record. So if you notice, that particular incident automatically moved to hold state as soon as a related problem is created. And when we will close this problem, that particular incident will automatically resolve as well. So state of the problem incident move to on hold awaiting problem, right? Now let's work on this particular problem. We have a problem record created in new state. So in new state, as I said, the next state is this problem has to be assessed by the problem manager or coordinators, right? So click on assess. Now in this particular assign to, okay, let's see people who can do this. So problem administrator, coordinators and managers. These are the roles who can basically assess a problem. Okay, in organization, if we have a problem manager who is coordinating coordinating the end-to-end problem life cycle, okay, then we can assign it to the problem manager. So let's think we have one or two people for the problem manager who take cares about all open problems and assign to the specific coordinator groups. Okay, so initial problem need to be assessed by the problem manager. Now problem manager as part of the assess is going to identify, is there a related problem already exist? So they'll go to the system, okay, they'll check if there is any other related problem already exists related to VPN. If yes, they have an ability to mark and duplicate and close this particular problem. Okay, if they identify, no, this is a new issue, it requires the analysis, they'll during the assessment, they also find out, okay, category is software, subcategory is probably not relevant right now, right? And the configuration item is whatever is mentioned or came from the incident is correct, then they can go and confirm. So now it's a confirmed problem record. It requires further analysis on root cause. Now who is going to do this root cause? Problem analyst or problem task analyst are the people who are going to do the root cause, because those are the technical people. And so let's go through the related list. Okay, in related list we can see the incident is related because this problem got created from an incident. Okay, now we can go to problem task and we can create problem task to the analyst. These are called models. Okay, so in ServiceNow we have one model for problem and two models for problem task. One problem task for RCA, other problem task for general. So if there are multiple teams involved, we can even create multiple RCA tasks to them. If we need some of the information that is not required for the RCA, we can create a general task. Okay, so let's say this particular problem requires the root cause identification of the software upgrade which we had, right? So we can check here. We can fill up this particular form and assign to a specific coordinator group who is going to further coordinate with the technical teams and get the root cause. Okay, so this particular issue is related to this particular software, and more information is updated here so that team does have the complete information, and we can go and save this. Now this particular RCA task is also requires the assessment. So assessment means it will be assigned to the specific individuals. Problem manager can directly assign to the problem task analyst, or as I said, if in organization we have the group coordinators, so there might be one group for application, one group for infrastructure, one group for the database, one group for middleware, like that, then we can assign to the specific coordinators. Let's say for now we directly assign to the problem task, who is basically from the patching team in this scenario, and this particular person is going to assess the problem task. While they'll assess and start work on it, they'll click on the start work. So problem task is now moved to work in progress. And this particular task, now they are supposed to find out the analysis part. So what is the cause node? They need to, basically this is a RCA task. So while doing the investigation and diagnostic, they need to find out the root cause and the proposed fix and the workaround. So let's say the quick workaround is let's ask user to reboot their laptops, right? So this could be one of the workarounds. So let's laptop reboot in safe mode and then again go to normal mode. Now what is actually causing, right? That they need to have the troubleshoot and find out. And let's say they come up with this thing like, bug is found in the latest version and fix this plan in next 10 days. And proposed fix might be after 10 days there will be new patch would be released, right? So that could be the fix. Now they have identified the root cause, they have identified the workaround. Now they can go and complete this particular problem task. Now keep in mind, when a problem task is complete, okay, these are the sections that are mandatory. So cause node is here hardware issue, software issue, cause nodes, proposed fix, all these are mandatory, and the work node, workaround, whatever it is, that is also to be mentioned. Once this problem task is closed, problem manager or the person whom that problem was assigned to, okay, he will be automatically identified through email. And the problem manager is now having a look on this particular task about the field details and check for the completeness of that particular task. So problem manager will be notified through email, like the problem task is problem RC task is closed, and all that information, if it is done, then all the same information can be filled up here. Now you can also automate, if there is one problem task, you can automate the system to have this automatically filled when the problem task is closed with the same information whatever was filled in problem RCA task. So problem manager can fill up all this information here, and they can move this problem to fix state. Okay, now the fix will be sent to one of the team. Okay, so let's say let's fill the fix node. So new patch will be released in 10 days, and this particular RCA record or problem record is now moved to fix in progress. Now until the fix is in system, okay, we have these three options also available: communicate the workaround, communicate the fix, and create known error article. So known error article can be created when you have a root cause identified and workaround is identified. Okay, communicate workaround, let's quickly click on it, so that the users who basically have the issue and are related from this incident record, right? So the users who create this particular issue will be automatically notified with the workaround. And if there is a fix, that will also be notified to the required stakeholders. Again, we can have our notifications review and update the stakeholders as needed. Okay, now fix is also communicated. So everybody is now aware in the organization, okay, this particular problem will stay here for 10 more days. So we need not to accept this risk for now, but we can create a known article so that in case any other user having the similar issue, then they can go through this known article and they know what exactly action they have to take. So I created on the link and it automatically created this known article, picked up the short description, workaround, so that everybody is aware about that, what is the cause, and they can go and submit. So problem manager can create the knowledge article or known error article so that it is available in the database and everybody is aware about that. Okay, now when we have a fix in system, so if you want, you can create a general task to manage the fixes as well. Okay, and otherwise the fix detail and everything can be part of this same record, and we can go and resolve this particular problem. Now this problem is resolved. Okay, in case this issue is still persists after the fix in place, we have an option to reanalyze the problem. Again, in case this particular problem goes to reanalyze, the problem task where the team identified, okay, this particular fix will be done in next 10 days, it's still not there, we can go again and reassess this. So let's reassess this. If we reassess this particular task, it again goes from close to assess state, assigned to the problem task analyst. He will be notified with an email like this particular task is reopened and please rework. This problem has not fixed. They again have to rework, find the solution, start work, and then they'll put the new details here and they'll complete it. Okay, as I said, any point of time, the problem record can also be go and reanalyze. So in case we reanalyze, it again go back to the root cause analysis state or assess state. And again, problem manager need to coordinate with the coordinators or the analyst to get the issues done, issue fixed, and they can go and mark this problem complete once it is closed. So at this point of time, let's make a note on what is the incident number which was created quickly. Let me open on the separate page and let's complete this problem. So this problem record is now closed. Okay, so what we did, we assessed the problem from the correctness perspective, from the completeness perspective, from the duplicacy perspective. Once it's done, then it was assigned to problem task was assigned to the RCA to find the RCA to the technical analyst or the coordinators, and then they worked internally to fix the issue and find the issue, find the root cause. Once they are done with the problem was moved in fix in progress. Once the fix is done, it is now in resolved and now in closed state. And the related incident you can see is automatically also marked as resolved. If we see here, the fix notes are also copied here. It was on hold, which was resolved due to this particular problem, right? So in related records, we can see the problem record as well tagged. Now one more thing, in case any problem requires a change process, because in organization, if we are using the change process, then while you are in fix, we can create a change from this particular problem also. Okay, so let's quickly reanalyze this particular problem, and let's say we have the RCA now in place and we are moving to fix. To fix this, the organization policy says I need to go and create a change record. So I can click here, right click, and create a normal change, standard change, or emergency change. That's one way. Second way is we can go here and create change from here. If we already have a change in place, we can go and add that particular change from the existing change list as well. Okay, so for this particular issue, I'm just randomly selecting one change. So let's say this is the change in authorized state that is selected, and we can add it here. So that is a change that from which we are basically applying the fix in system. Okay, and once that change is closed, again this particular problem can move to resolved state and from resolved to closed state. Now let's create the problem from the native guide. So we can go to all, we can write a problem and click on create. If we click create new, one problem code opens. Origin task is the first field after the problem number. The problem number is auto generated. Origin task, so from where this particular problem got originated, it could be from any of the incident, it could be any of the change, it could be any of the existing problem, right? So that source record number we need to mention here. Then if it's related to any of the category, we need to mention the category. like in our last one, we identified it was one of the malware software related things, so we mentioned it here. If it's related to any of the service which is going to impact, that we need to mention here. So we also need to ensure we update the problem statement. It can be same as incident, it cannot be, but let's make it very clear. Let's put some of the boundaries related to the problem statement so that it should not be open-ended and people should not keep on hunting the root cause. It should be very, very clear. So issue with New York machines for an example, right? It should be mentioned very, very clearly. Machines with black windows started from this Monday, right? Started from Monday, and let's mention the date as 1/1/2025, so that people are aware when exactly this started. It's only for the specific locations or what other details it is, right? And so that this problem record is very, very clear. Now, in case system does have any of the known error in place, any of the knowledge articles already created for such issues, those will be also reflected in related search. Otherwise, this problem is now being worked by the team to find the root cause, and we can go and submit this particular problem. Now, who can submit? Anyone who is having the access of this particular problem record can go and submit. Now, this particular problem will go through the life cycle which we discussed earlier. It will go through the assess, where problem manager or the coordinators are going to assess and take it further for the close. So I'm not going through it again. I'm just trying to show the different ways how the problem can be created. Let's also go through another way where from workspace how the problem report can also be created. So in workspace we have home, and then we have overview, then we have list view, right? In list view we can see a problem. So if we click on problem, open all, right, we can see all related issues and problems. Now here also you have a button called new, from where a new problem can be created. The organizations working on the workspace, they can use the workspace to create any problem. So from here they can create a problem. From incident, again they'll have these kind of buttons on top where the related problem records can be created, right? Again, it has the same similar state what you were able to see over there, and it has some improvement here. You can see like pending changes also introduced in between. So again, the same problem statement and other stuff can be updated here, and if it's related to any incident, that can be mentioned here, and mention the related category, subcategory, and this problem can go and save. Now we have further details which we need to mention in the details action. So if you go to details action, it will have the configuration item and all other details which we were able to see over there, right? So all the required details to be filled in so that it can be managed, and it is going to follow the same cycle as we discussed in native UI. So from here, once it is saved, it can go to assess, and then it can traverse through complete life cycle. Okay, so it can further assess, click on assess, and then this particular problem can go to the problem manager. Now problem manager can create further RCA task. So we can create problem task by clicking here, as well as we can create problem task, right? So a problem manager, after assess it, they confirm it, and now problem task can be created. So both ways you can create a problem task. This particular task we are doing for RCA, so let's create it from RCA. So here you would be able to see the agent assist. It will try to find out the related solution in the knowledge articles, and if we find any related article or known error article, then it can further solve the issue, right? So I have filled some of the information here, and then we can go further and save this particular file. So this is now a problem RCA task. Okay, it will again go for the further assessment, and problem analyst task can assess this. So this time I can assign to task problem task analyst B, and let's say they find some root cause workaround, and it can be closed. So quickly I'll mention all the required details here. Okay, so I mentioned some of the details here. Now we figure out, okay, there is no patch available. So we are making it little different from what we did last time. We are going to accept this risk because it's a vendor software, let's say, and we have no patch available, and the vendor suggested to live like this only. So if it's a small issue and it's not appearing much, so they give a workaround like let's reboot the system, whoever is facing the issue, and then it should fix it, right? And as such as there is no patch available. So problem analyst can basically get those information and put it into the system, and they can complete this particular record. Now this particular task is closed, and as such as we said, there are no a solution available. So this will notify the task closer details to the problem manager or the person who is basically assigned for the problem. Okay, so here problem manager can go and see the options to accept that risk, and based on that they can go and close this particular problem. So to accept, we can click here and accept. On native UI we have the accept risk button. Okay, so the cause notes, that more details we need to mention before we close the problem record. Software vendor issue, and high cost probably, and workaround applied. Workaround is like reboot system and submit. So this problem record is marked as closed because in property we had an option, if risk acceptance is done, then close the problem rather than resolve. So this is directly marked as closed, and the requester or the problem opened by a person is going to be notified. Now we can go to the notifications we have in system. That is out of box, and we can update the user groups who will be notified. So when problem, let's go through from top. When problem is closed, okay, the person who basically opened will be notified. Same, when the problem will have the work notes updated, the technical teams will be notified with that. Okay, and when it is not assigned to any individual, that that point of time the assignment group will be notified. Problem is when it's assigned to the individuals, it could be the coordinator or something, whosoever is assigned to, those will be notified. If it's assigned to the group will be notified. Problem fix closed. When we have a problem fix in place, then the assigned to and the technical teams will be notified with the problem fixes. And when the problem task is closed, that point of time the problem manager, basically the problem who is assigned to, so in problem the assigned to is the problem manager, that person would be notified. So problem fix is closed, then the problem manager is notified or problem coordinator will be notified, whosoever is basically assessing the problem record. Now we have the problem task, where problem task assigned to the individual, that person will be notified. When it is going to the group, then the assignment group will be notified. And when any work notes are updated, then those assignment groups or the individual people will be notified. On problem task closer, the problem manager will be notified. So these are out of box notifications we have. We can create new ones if needed. We can update the recipient list if needed. So we discussed this flow in detail, where problem is raised and then assessment. We check for the duplicacy, and if it's a genuine problem created, then problem coordinator or the problem manager, any role can fit in here. Okay, they basically create the task for the RC assignment, RC investigation. Once the RC investigation is done, then for RCA it goes to the technical support team, second line or third line. Once they have the workaround and RCN done, then a known error article can be published. Then it goes to the fix. Once the fix is in place, then the fix is documented, it's been reviewed by the problem coordinator or the manager. Once it's implemented, it is marked as resolved. Once it is evident like there are no issues in the system, then we can go and mark as closed. These are some of the reports in out of box. So problem by state, overdue problems, problem older than 30 days. Please go through it, and in case you feel any new report to be created, those can be created and put it on the problem overview dashboard. But keep in mind, we already have multiple reports in system. Please go through it completely before you create a new report in system. And some of the matrices that can be helpful for the organization to measure, like percentage of problem responded within the target, number of new problems per week, so that shows the volatility of our environment, and percentage of incident resolved by the problem. Okay, and some of the amazing process success, mean time to first respond to the problem by priority, percentage of problem with the root cause identified for the failures, number of known errors in the system, number of problems without having any RCA in place. So those process KPIs and the operational data matrices based reports can be created in system and put it on dashboard. By this, thank you so much. Please like and subscribe.